Alright YouTube, so what we're going to be working on now is the KOPPANG chest of drawers, cabinet, drawers, I don't know what you want to call it. Whatever it is, we're going to build it. So the first thing you want to note is that there are two boxes to this. Box 1 and box 2, probably one's got most of the frame and the other has mostly drawers in it, but either way you're going to need both before you can get started. So the first thing I like to do is go ahead and start opening up the boxes. I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to slide the other one out of the way for now and just see what we've got inside and start inventorying our parts. Got our instructions here. If I'm lay stuff out of view of the camera, don't worry. As I need it, I will bring it back into view. I'm just trying to get a little room to work here. All these little parts, I'm just going to organize them by type and size and everything. That way, as I need them, I can grab them out of the pile. No big deal. So, we're going to start by assembling the cabinet part of it first. We'll assemble the drawers second. I like to take a quick glance at the instructions. I don't usually follow these completely step by step, but I like to take a glance at them and see what they want us to do first. And it looks like we've got 4 side rails here that have holes in them. We're going to start putting parts into those. I'm going to use a driver here so I can put these parts together quickly. I'm going to put it on a very low setting, that way I'm not damaging any of the parts. But it looks like basically what we're going to start doing here is installing some of these posts into some of the holes here. This one's going to go like this because it has a little hole in it on the side, big hole, little hole. And I think they want you to do the opposite on the other side. So all on the bottom, there's a bottom and a top, and the bottoms have the little hole drilled in them like that. So there we go. We've got this stuff situated the way they want it. So basically what's going to happen now is we're going to take 3 of these. There's going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and they're going to face each other on each of these pairs. So we've got a pair here. I'm going to go ahead and start putting these little posts in. If that makes any sense. I hope it does. So there are actually 2 sets of holes in this thing, larger holes and smaller holes. The smaller holes are where you're going to put these little posts. So that makes it a little simple. It looks like we're going to put dowels in those other holes in just a moment. But right now we're going to start with these. So we've got our 3 on that one. And yes, next step, we're going to put some dowels in there. I'm not going to worry about pushing these all the way in. I'm just going to stick them into position so that they are where they're supposed to be. So, you should have 2 of these really elaborately drilled parts, and what you're going to notice is that you've got these 2 staggered holes up on the top. And so what's going to happen here is you're going to place one between each one of these. So there we go. And basically what you're going to do here is anywhere you've got your post, you're going to grab one of these black plastic fasteners. You're going to slide these together. Go ahead and slide your post in. Slide the post in where you see where the fasteners are going to go in. And then there's going to be a little arrow on your fastener. You want to face that towards the closest edge. Push it all the way in. Arrow facing the edge or towards the post, however you want to look at it. Then you're going to take a flat blade screwdriver and rotate these clockwise until they tighten up. And the same thing on this side. Arrow facing towards the post or the outer edge, whichever you prefer. Whatever line of thinking gets you to the goal. Step that one up and out of the way for a moment. Slide this over here. So, there's a few things to pay attention to here. These two holes right here are going to indicate that this is the front of the cabinet. So you want to put the two fronts facing one another. And then you want to find all of your little tracks that are flat without the edge on them. And what I mean by that is these have these little edge that wraps around the side. These are what's going to go on the drawers. This is what's going to go on the cabinet part of it, the outer shell, if you will. So these have a little L right here. Those are all going to go on this side. And the other ones all have an R. So left and right. So take the two drilled holes, put those towards one another. This is going to be your left side. This is going to be your right side. I hope this makes some sort of sense orienting it. And there's going to be a hole right here. You want to match that up with a hole here. And then use these little screws to hold everything in. So I hope the way I oriented this makes sense. If it doesn't, put it down in the comments. Help everybody else out. Or if you have a better way, I'm open to suggestions. So it looks like we're going to install some more of these posts here. We're going to put two on the bottom, and there's two sets of holes here along each side on the bottom. The smaller set of holes is where this is going to go. We're probably going to place dowels in the larger holes. I wonder if you're seeing a trend here. And then we've got two along the post here, and then one right here. Again, you'll see smaller and larger holes. Smaller holes are where these are going to go. So now we're going to take this cross piece. It's got a couple of holes drilled for dowels on either side. And we are going to put dowels in those holes. So two on each side. And guess where this is going to go? Remember those two holes? But we want to make sure that there are three sets of holes on one side, or three holes on one side, 5 holes on the other. The 5 holes is going to go facing down towards the feet. This is where the feet are. We've got these two pieces that we're going to have to get ready to go on there as well. The way we're going to get this ready So this bottom piece here, we've got where the fasteners are going to go. And then we've got two more holes the dowels are going to go into. So the holes that line up with these holes here are where the fasteners are going to go. You don't want to put dowels there. So put dowels on the inner holes. So we've got two of those on each side. Then grab two of your plastic fasteners. What we're going to do here is the unfinished side is going to go towards the back, naturally. We're going to put our holes facing downward. And then we're going to get that popped right on there. We're going to put these two fasteners down on the bottom and do just like we did before, turn them clockwise. Now for this piece, same logic. We've got a hole here and a hole there, so those two line up. That's where the post fastener is going to go. But then we've got a part here, just a hole by itself. We're going to stick a dowel in there. So, dowel, dowel, and this one is going to go right here. Let's get that dowel lined up. Put yourself one of those plastic fasteners in there and snug it up. Okay, so I've pivoted the camera angle so you guys can see a little bit better, but the next thing we're going to do is with these same two pieces, we're going to put a dowel here, and then our fastener will go there. So I'm going to go ahead and just stick my dowels in. Flip it over, two more dowels. So this has, and it doesn't say any instructions either, but there's a finished side and an unfinished side, and I don't know why it would matter which side is facing which direction, except that you want your fasteners to be facing towards the rear, so I guess it doesn't really matter. So we're just going to pop that in, take one of our fasteners, and secure that where it sits. We're going to take this next piece, same logic once again, two dowels, and then a fastener will go there. Now this one, the fasteners want to be facing towards the back, and these notches want to go towards the top. So that's how that one's going to go in. And again, your fastener. There we go. And the next step is pretty awesome. Big milestone here. What we're going to do is we're going to pick this up, and we're going to put it on top of here. The way I like to do this is go around and line up all the little post holes, because if you line up the little post holes here, the dowels will line up, and you just kind of give it a little tap into position. So there we go. And now what we're going to do here is all these little holes on this top part that do not have the fasteners in them yet, we're going to put fasteners in. So it looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And 5 on the inside. That unfinished piece that goes across, there's one there too. So the next step is, we've got our little plastic feet here, we're just going to press those into the bottom without dropping them. we're going to go ahead and tip it up. So now we have our lid to contend with. And this is pretty easy. If you've been following along and understanding the logic, this is going to be pretty simple. Basically, we're going to have 4 posts that we're going to have to install. Again, those are going to go in the smaller holes, and then you'll see larger holes. Those are where dowels are going to go in. So you've got 2 on this side, 2 on the other side. Let me not block my camera angle. And we've got 3 dowel pins on each side. 2 across that front surface, or rear surface. That's the rear surface. Now you're going to just pick this up. Now you do have 4 little fasteners that need to be done inside of here, 2 on each side where your posts were. I think at this point you understand how that works. So we're going to put those in place, clockwise rotation to tighten them down. I almost missed a step. We have these 3 little screws here that we're going to use this Allen driver for. These are going to go along this front lip. There are 3 holes for them. Those are going to go right in there. There's also another step, and that is to use little L brackets that you would bolt the cabinet or the drawers to the wall with, so that if a child were to open the drawer and get in it, it would prevent the cabinet from tipping over. That is a safety feature that is not going to be used in this circumstance, so I'm not going to do it. But if you feel that is a step you would like to have done in your home, please do that. It's not a very difficult step. It's just you're attaching an L bracket to this top panel, and then you're going to anchor it into the wall whenever you put the dresser, wherever it's going to be. So be aware that step is available. I'm just not going to do that. So as I'm unpacking these, you can see we should have 3 of each thing, as there's going to be 3 drawers. And since all these drawers are the same size, they are all going to be the same. So I'm going to put each piece that is alike together. That way, as I'm building my drawers, I know I'm going to grab one of each of these. Or maybe 2, because it looks like these are all identical. Except the one with the warning sticker on it, which they want you to put that one on the top drawer. I'm going to build from the bottom up. So I'll leave that one off to the side so that I can see where it is when I go to build my last drawer. Once again, I'm just going to go ahead and open my packaging, dump out all my parts, sort everything. So what you're going to do is take your drawer face, set it on the ground, stick 4 of these posts, 2 on either side. You're going to grab 2 of your sides. And obviously you've got your little plastic fasteners here. Again, you're going to point the arrow towards the edge. I'm just going to go ahead and stick all 4 of them in there. So, as you're installing these, what you want is for these 2 little screws here to be on the outside, because that is where your tracks are going to attach. So place your board down, tighten your fasteners. You're going to do the same thing on this side, install your fasteners. These 4 screw holes facing out, tighten it down. And you're going to grab these pieces here, bring them over here, just so I've got it available. Make sure this groove is going this way, and stick 4 of these in. Go ahead and take one of your little screws that has a point on it. Oh, you know what? Okay, what I'm going to do is start this screw. Then we can pop this over it like that and finish tightening it real quick. There we go. Now we're going to put our backing back in place. Put this back on. And tighten these back down. Take another one of those little pointy screws and secure this end of the metal bracket. Okay. Next thing is you want the wheels to go to the back. So these tracks are going to be a little different. Make sure you find which one goes on the right side. But the wheels are going to go in the back, essentially. And then you just put 2 of these other screws, the non-pointy ones, to hold it in place. I guess 2 holes being drilled here makes these non-side dependent. Like, it doesn't matter which side you put it on, which is kind of cool. More of a universal piece. I'll go ahead and flip that over so you can see it. Wheels towards the back. The white surface is the back surface. Okay. Next step, final step, install your handles. So take one of your long pointy screws and a handle, put the screw through the hole, start getting the handle threaded on, your little pull knob I should say. It does have a defect on one side, so I'm going to put that facing downward. Then I'm going to take my drill, just snug that up a little bit. I don't want to tighten it too much because then that screw is going to want to pull into the wood there. Just needs to be snug. So I'm threading it down. I'm going to put that defect down towards the bottom. I can feel it. There it is. And there we go. So once you have your knobs on, you're ready to install your drawer. And there you go. Do that 2 more times and so there you have it, YouTube. You've got a wanted KOPPANG cabinet or drawer system built here. I hope this video helps you out with your project. The one thing last I'd like to note is that warning sticker is supposed to be up on that top drawer, so make sure that you get that there. Otherwise, I thank you very much for watching, YouTube. Make sure you check out the rest of my channel. Thank you very much. Everyone, if you enjoyed today's video, I would invite you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below right there on the right-hand corner. And if you felt that the products in today's video is something you might like to own yourself, there's a product link right up there to the right, upper right-hand corner, or down in the description will be a product link for you to purchase the product as well. Thank you very much for watching YouTube.